yesterday what we have learned, yes, dear students, if you remember, yesterday we talked about the matter. What is matter? What we call the matter. Then second, the properties of matter. See, yesterday only we see how many the many things we have learned. The things which is made up from the different things, different substances. Okay, so water, thermocol, soils, this type of examples we have learned. The next properties, what properties the matter having. Okay, next the classified substance as per their properties. See, each and every substance they are having a property. They are having their own characteristics, own properties. Suppose yesterday we talked about the water. So what is the property of matter? So in that lesson we talked about the liquid state, liquid, their character, there is fluidity, is it the good conductor or bad conductor of electricity? That is the property that we have learned our yesterday. Okay, the next, what is volume and mass? What exactly volume and the mass? What is the difference between mass and weight? Yesterday only I talked about the mass and the weight. What is the difference between them? Okay, now the substance and the mixture. What we call the substance, what is mixture, and what is element? Okay, the things already we have learned. Now the next point is what the molecule. What is molecule? The smallest particle of the substances are called molecule. The smallest particle. Okay, see, yesterday only I taught you the molecule which we cannot see with our naked eyes. That much small particles are there. That is called as the molecule. But one more experiment we have taken, that is the pot. When you hit to the water, which kept the lid on the pot, so you saw that there is a water droplet collected inside that lid. So why this happening? Because of there is a water droplet, small water droplets, and whenever the crores of droplets which come together, that is what elements. Okay, so now next, what the symbol of the elements. Suppose hydrogen. So what is the symbol of hydrogen? That is capital H. What is the symbol of helium? That is He. So this type of symbols we have learned yesterday. Okay, but now here there is an important information about the oxygen. What is oxygen? What is the important oxygen? And what is the existence of oxygen in the atmosphere? Okay, so these points yesterday we have learned. But now next point is what the elements. So element which is divided into in which points, in how many groups? There are three groups we can say. There is the first one is the metal, second one is the non-metal, and the third one is the what? Metalloid. So to whom we can call elements, metals. Okay, so metals, that means, or the metals, those who having the properties like the malleability, ductility, then conductivity of heat and electricity, the density, luster, and the sonority. These are the properties of metal. And whenever the things which not following this property, that means that these are the non-metal. Okay, suppose I'm talking about the gold. What gold? Gold is an good example of metal, because of their having a malleability. Malleability means that we can give the definite shape, we can give the shape as you want. The next one is the density. Then density means what? The number of molecules, number of items which is present in that substances. Then conductivity of heat and electricity, the substance which having an capacity to carry the electricity from one place to another place, to having the capacity to conduct the heat. If the capacity is there, that is metal. Okay, but now if you think about the plastic, so plastic we cannot give the particular shape. Okay, so the plastic is not the good conductor of electricity as well as heat. The luster, that means, or the plastic is don't having the glitterness. So this point which comes under the metals and non-metal. Okay, the third group is that, so apart from 118 elements, we saw there are some elements are there. These elements which show some properties of the metal and some properties of non-metal. Understood? Some properties of metal means what? So, suppose out of this property, one they can carry or they can perform. But what about the non-metals? Suppose non-metal के कुछ properties रहेगा. So whenever they show some properties of metal, some properties of non-metal, that is called as the metalloid. The example of metalloid are silicon and the selenium and arsenic. These are the examples. But now today we'll start from our lecture, that is what compound. Next, sir. Compound. What is compound? Okay, before going to the today's topic, we'll see what is our today's objective. What is the purpose behind of this lesson? Today we will see how to know about the compound. What is compound? What is the definition of compound? The next, to know about the molecular formula. Yes, what is molecule? Molecule that already we have learned. But what is molecular formula? The next, to know about the mixtures. To know about the mixtures. So what we call the mixture. Then to know about the adulterations. To know about the distillation process. These are the process to separate the things. That is distillation process. This is the first method that we are going to study about this. Okay. Next one is to know the method of separating using separating funnel. Okay, there is another method using the separating funnel to separate the things. Okay, to know about the centrifugation. So centrifugation is an force. Okay, so how will you filter the substance by using the centrifugation? Actually, centrifugation, it's centrifugal, it's a force which is applying on the substance. And the last one, to know about the methods of chromatography. Okay, so these points we are going to study today. So let's start from the components. Next, so what is components? See, on the screen you can see over here, the substances formed by a chemical combination of two or more elements is component. See, try to understand the definition of this compound. See, compound, many of the times we use the compound. Compound word means what? The mixture. Okay, now the substance formed by the chemical combination of two or more different elements. Understood? We cannot see the same. See, as an example here, as an example has been given, that is H2O. What is H2O and carbon dioxide? These two are the examples. H2O means what? There are two molecules of H. H stands for hydrogen. See, yesterday we have done, H is the symbol of hydrogen. So there is two molecules of hydrogen and one molecule of what? Oxygen. So two molecules of hydrogen, one molecule of oxygen, it's form a water. It's a combination, it's a compound. Understood? Okay, second example we'll see, that is carbon dioxide. Understood? Carbon dioxide, here CO2. C stands for what is? Carbon. That means not there are one molecule of carbon and two molecule of oxygen. O is for oxygen, that we have learned yesterday. So carbon dioxide is a compound. It's a compound of two atoms of hydrogen plus one atom of oxygen. That is H2O. Okay. In day-to-day life, we are using water for drinking, agriculture, that means for industry. Many purpose we are using the water, but we never use the concept that is H2O. We want H2O. How you can say? So H2O, water, the molecular formula of water, that is H2O. In that H2O, there are two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. That is H2O. Understood? If you think about the carbon dioxide, there is one atom of carbon and two atom of oxygen. It's form a carbon dioxide. That is about the molecule. Okay. Now, a substance is a compound only if its molecule are made up of atoms different type. Water is a compound that we have learned. One molecule of water is made up of two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. See, there is one molecule which is formed of two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. But now here the compound is what? The things which is made up from two or more different things. That is what? compound. Next, now here we're talking about the combustion. See, you can see on the picture there are two pictures. One, the first picture is the combustion, and the second picture is what? The fire brigade. The people, the employee of fire brigade, they are what they are doing? They are trying to extinguish the fire. Okay, but the purpose behind of this to give the two pictures. See, what we have learned first of all, we will see the what is combustion. Combustion means what? The hydrogen is a combustible substance. It burns itself. Combustible means what? The process. What is combustion? Combustion means what? To process of burning. To process of burning. That means that see, you can see over in the two pictures the combustion and the second picture the building. Okay, building is burning over here. There is combustion. The process of combustion is to process of burning. Now here, the hydrogen gas, the hydrogen which is in the form of what? In the gaseous state. So hydrogen gas, which combustible substance. That means what? It burn itself. Okay. Now yesterday one of my students asked the question, what is combustion? So yesterday only I told. So you can see a sun. Can you see the sun? Can you see the sun? Yes, you can see the sun for not for long time, because of there is a large number of storms of hydrogen gases. The hydrogen gas, it burns at the center of the sun. Okay, and just because of the burning of that hydrogen gas, you can get the sunlight on the earth surface. Okay, that means the hydrogen, it burns itself. And second is that oxygen helps to combustion. See, try to understand. Hydrogen, it burns itself, or oxygen, it helps to combustion. Okay, but now here, when you want to extinguish a fire, we are using a water, and water which is made of from the oxygen and the hydrogen. So how is it possible? Understood? See, again I'm saying hydrogen, it burns itself, and oxygen, it helps to combustion. But again, the combination of hydrogen and oxygen is used to extinguish a fire. So how is it possible? That means here we can say the properties of compound are different from those of the constituents element. See, if you think about the one elements, hydrogen is elements, oxygen is element, they are having their own property. But when it comes into a compound, they changes their property. Understood? Yes. Next is what? The water in which the combination of hydrogen and oxygen is used to extinguish a fire. Okay. Next. Now next point is what? The molecular formula. Next, sir. Next. The next point is what? Molecular formula. What is molecular formula? Yes. Now here, like an elements and compound is also written in an abridged form. Okay, it is in the English script. Elements and compounds. Elements means what? Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon. Carbon. These are the elements were written in the form of symbols. Suppose carbon C, oxygen O. Okay, hydrogen H. This type of letters we are using to represent the elements, or compound, that is H2O. H2O is what? Compound. Carbon dioxide, compound. NaCl, that is compound. Sodium chloride. Okay. Now it is written in the form of English script. Now a molecule of a compound is formed by the chemical combinations of atom or two more elements, that is H2O. See, molecule of compound is formed a chemical combination. There is a chemical combination of atoms or two more atoms. Okay, so this is a molecular formula, that is H2O. So how will you give the molecular formula? What is the use of molecular formula? So in the next standard, you will see the chemical reaction. So there you can use this formula, molecular formula. A molecular formula used to represent a compound. Here, as an example, I have given some molecular formula is here. See, methane. Methane, that is CH4. One compound, one atom of carbon and four compound of hydrogen, that is CH4, that is methane. Ethane, that is C2H6. Two atoms of carbon or six atoms of hydrogen. Water H2O, that is benzene C6H6. and acetic acid, that is C2O2H4. These are the molecular formula. In the next picture, you can see over here, compound is what? That is glucose. Yes, glucose is C6H12O6. That is molecular formula. Butane C4H10, and the last one is that is octane. That is C8H12. These are the formula. These are the molecular formula that we are using in the what, in the chemical reaction. Okay, they are the glucose. And generally, we can say if you are feeling very weakness, if you are feeling tiredness, so generally you can say take a glucose. But what is exactly glucose? Glucose is one. There is a 6 atoms of carbon, 12 atom of HM, and 6 atom of oxygen. It's the combination of these elements that is glucose. Understood? Yes. Next is, see, now here we're talking about the mixture. Okay, before going to the mixture, here on your text, in your textbook page number 96, collect information about the prepared table. There is a table. Okay, can you see this table? There is a compound water, constituent element, that is, we can say H2O, that is H, hydrogen and oxygen. Symbols and number of atoms. So you have to write over there, that is molecular formula and the characteristics. Just same like there is a salt. Okay, salt is there, alum is there, blue vitriol there, ammonium chloride, baking soda, chalk and washing soda. But the things which also having a molecular formula, there's a scientific name. See, we can say salt. We never say, always we used to concept the salt because of we are daily we are using in our food or we are in our meal. Okay, so salt, that is the combination of sodium and chloride. It's a compound. It's a compound. Salt is what? It's a compound, that the mixture of the compound of sodium and chloride. That is the formula of that is NaCl. Because of Na is the symbol of sodium and Cl is the symbol of chloride. That is sodium chloride. Next, alum. So alum, we are using the alum. It is also using to filter the water, to purify the water. Okay. Now here, potassium aluminum sulfate, it is also called as the potassium alum, or third one is potash alum. So the molecular formula K2, Na, potassium, the two atoms of potassium, and SO, that is sulfate, SO4. Okay, so this type of molecular formula we can write. We just will complete just this. Okay, next point was, that is mixture. Okay, every day we are doing some mixtures every day. But every time the mixture is not useful to us. Okay, that means that every mixture is not useful to us. See, on the picture you can see over here, there is a first picture, that is what? What? There is a bell. Okay, simple example that we are eating, we are having a daily. That is mixture, and the second is you can see that sherbet or ice cream you can see. Now, mixture is formed by mixing different elements or compound. See, the simple example is there. What? The mixture is formed by mixing different elements or different compounds. That is mixture. The proportion of various components in a mixture is not a fixed. No chemical change takes place during the formation of the mixture, or no new substance is formed. You can see over here, there the substance is mixed. It's a form just because of mixing of the different elements or compound. Okay, there is no exact proportion, or the next no chemical reaction will be there. No chemical chemical process takes place during the formation of the mixture, or no new substance is formed. Okay, that is about the mixture. But now here there is another concept is there. See, that mixing, next the mixing unwanted substances in any foodstuff is called as adulteration. Okay, so mixture is a good thing. Next slide, sir. See, next point is what? Many of the times we make mixture. Okay, to make it tasty, to make it healthy. Okay, but every time the mixture is not useful. Many of the time it may hurt our body. So now here, whenever the unwanted substances, when it mix in the useful substances, that is we cannot call a mixture. That is called as the adulteration. Okay, so now here picture you can see, oh, there is a first picture, there is a picture of orange. Okay, in that orange, okay, they are giving an injection. That means that they are giving us some chemical inside the orange. That means what the the quality will not increase, but the things it will be glitter. Okay, the orange it will be glitter. They will show the it's they will show itself it is in good condition, but it is by giving a chemical reaction, chemical process. See, injection is giving, that means what something chemical process is going on. In the second picture you can see there is a two picture of apple. The first picture it is in the pure form, the second picture wax polish. See, many of the times you when you went to the market to buy an apple, so what we saw, whenever the apples are glittering, they're shining, that means what we give a preference to purchase this. But the people, they have polished by the wax. So you can see over here they have been polished with the wax. Okay, the wax is always harmful to our body. And in the first picture they are in the pure form, that means when you try to cut it, you will not get any difficulty. Okay, so first of all, when you buy any type of fruits, so first of all you have to be washed it, and then you have to consume it. Understood? So these many type of adulteration is there. Already the things adulteration already we have learned in the lesson, that is food safety. That is given on page number 38. That is food safety. There are many types of adulteration is given there. Adulteration, in short, we can say that it is a mixture. The adding unwanted substances, unwanted. See, they are giving injection. That means what unwanted substances they are giving inside the fruit. Okay, they have polished with the wax. That means what unwanted substances they have applied on this. So unwanted substances in the foodstuff, it is called as adulteration. When an unwanted and harmful substances mix with the another substances, the resulting mixture no longer remain useful. See what they're saying? What they're saying? Ki when you add a harmful substance or unwanted substances to the mixture, the things of the mixture will not be remain safe to have or to consume for a long time. Okay, so every time now in the next slide, sir. Nowadays, everywhere we can see the adulteration. See, in the first picture, you can see there is a milk, and they are pouring the water in the milk. That means it's adulteration. So the milk, it is in the pure form. But when you add water in that, so the quantity of water will be get reduced. Okay, so in this way we are what we are reducing the quality of that particular foodstuff. Now next, see there is, I think so, the orange is there. Orange has been there. So they are spraying a spray. To what? They are not going to improve the quality. They only want to sell their product. They sell their fruits. That's why they are spraying on the fruits. So you cannot see whether the food is good or not. Understood? So you can purchase it without thinking anything. Now next, what are the things, or when you consume the adulterated food, so what is the effect on your body? See, as a 3 example has been given, 4 example has been given. Tea, suppose tea, adulteration, there is some adulterant, and there is definitely the health on your, it will be effect on your health. Okay, now next one is milk. There is one starch or unwanted water. So definitely it will be help. It will be effect on your stomach disorder. Now edible oil. Edible oil, it will be mixed with the non-edible oil, and it will be effect on your health. So in this way, we can say we have to be prevent. We have to take measurement. Or we have to take a measures how to prevent from this type of adulterations. Okay, but we cannot say it's a mixture. It's a harmful mixture. Okay, now suppose this type of mixture. So how will you separate the mixture? Okay, now next slide, sir. See, this is this type of adulteration, this type of mixture, but we can separate the things. We can separate the unwanted things. Now here some methods that we are using using it from long time. That is what first, that is, see, straining, sifting, picking, sorting, winnowing, combing with the magnet, and the sublimation are method to separate their ingredients. Okay, in the first one, what they are picking the same color of marbles. Okay, they are picking the same color. That means, or what is it? It's a sorting out, sorting with the same color. In the second picture, the children, they are picking up apples. They are picking the apple from the tree. Okay, that is picking up. Next one is that winnowing. Okay, man, what she is doing? It's a natural, it's a traditional method actually. Whenever there's a blow of wind, okay, so the particle, the pure particle will be get down, and the what we can say unwanted things will be blow with the air. That is winnowing. And the next one is stain. See, the impurities are getting down. And the next, that is what? Staining. Okay, now in this way we can say the traditional method we are using. This is the one type of method to separate the adulteration or to separate the mixture. Okay, so in this way, suppose the second picture we can say the children, they what they are doing, they are picking the good quality of apple from the tree. Okay, so it might be a large in shape, good quality in the color. Okay, so that is picking. So in this way, there is a method. Next slide, sir. Okay, but now here some scientific method has been given. Scientific, so we can do in the laboratory. Next slide, sir. Okay, see here on the screen you can see all the method of distillation. Method of distillation, it's a laboratory method, but we can say, or many of the times already you have experienced it. Where, so since standard 4th or 5th, you're learning about the water cycle. Okay, in the throughout the year, in the summer season, just because of the sun rays, the water, the sea water is getting heated and it is converted into water vapor. The water vapor become a lighter and went to the height. And whenever in the it forms in the cloud, and whenever the water, the clouds gets cold, again it will be formed in the rain. And the process which is which is called as the water cycle. So the water cycle, the same process has been given over there. So first of all, I would like to explain about the how they have construct or how they are arrange the things. Now here you can see a burner. Just you can see over here. See, there is a stand or with a round bottom flash. In that round bottom flash, there is a combination, there is a solution of what? Water and salt. Okay, now there is a burner. So that means a burner to give and heat, to give or to get heat to the salt water. And when you give heat to the salt water, the steam will be there and it will be go upwards to the dilation flask. So there is a condenser and cooling water, and you can see over here there is another flask. In that flask the water has been stored and it is it's a dropping in the flask. So what is the process? What is distillation? Distillation means what? Or what is the given in that process? So distillation is the process of separating components of a mixture based on the different boiling points. See, it's a process of separating. Now it's a combination of salt and water. Yes, it's a solution of salt and water. We have to be separate into a two parts. There is salt and the water. So what process is there? So process when you give heat, when you heat the water it converts into a water vapor, and again it will be passed to the next. There is condenser. Condenser which is enveloped or which is surrounded by the cold water. Okay, and whenever the heat, the water vapor will reach to the condenser, it will be reduce the temperature of water vapor, it will be turned into a water droplets. When you see, so some water, some amount of water has been collected into the flash. This is the process of distillation. Now here, the salt water in the round bottom flash boils on the heating, the water in it vaporizes. When the vapor passes through the inclined tube, it gets cooled due to the surrounding cold water and the condenses to form a water. Thus, the drops falling into the conical flask are of the water from the salt solution in the round bottom flask. Salt remains behind at the bottom of the round bottom flask when all the water has collected in the conical flask. This method is called as the distillation. Distillation is also used for the purification of impure liquids. See, the use of this method to separate the impure liquids. Or another way you can say, when you see round bottom flash, so the salt will remain as it is because of soil. When you hit to the soil, it will not convert into water vapor. Only water particles will be converted to water vapor and it will be collected in the next conical flash. So this is an what? It's an process of separation. Okay, next up. Now next process is what? The method of separating using the separating funnel. See, this is also a simple method of separating funnel. See, there are one beaker is there and the second is what? Separating funnel is there. You can see over here, there is a combination between the kerosene, kerosene and water. So water and kerosene, the things kerosene and water, they are having an own property. Okay, the density of water is higher than the kerosene, or the kerosene is lighter than the water. So that's why you can see in the picture, the layer of kerosene or the water. Okay, now there's stopcock. Now pour a mixture of kerosene and water into the separating funnel with the stopcock closed. Okay, now when you pour the mixture in the separating funnel, that time you have to take the precaution. The stopcock should be a closed. Okay, now close the stopper. Now fix the separating funnel firmly on a stand. Leave the mixture in the funnel undisturbed for a while. Water will remain below and kerosene will float on it. See, in this explain what you can see. So when you pour the combination, the mixture of kerosene and water, so at that time you should close the stop clock and keep as it is for a while. That means that the solution will not be disturbed. So automatically it will happen. The kerosene, it will be go upwards because of the kerosene are lighter than the water. And you can see in the picture, the water is at the bottom of the beaker. Okay, now separating funnel. Now, without shaking the funnel, remove the stopper. Without shaking, but without disturbing the solution, you can remove the stopper. Open the stopcock to collect the water at the bottom of the funnel in a beaker. Close the stopcock when all the water is collected in the beaker. Now kerosene and water are separated. See, this is a simple process. What we can say? So first of all, pour the water and kerosene. Okay, keep as it is, not to disturb the solution. So because of the lighter particles of kerosene will go upwards, and the higher that means what? Heavier particle will go down to the at the opening of the separating funnel. Now, once it's settled, just open the stopcock. Till what? Till collect the all waters from the solution in the beaker. Okay. Then again you can see there is a simple method of separating funnel. Okay. Now next again there is an separating method, that is the method of centrifugation. Next slide, sir. Method of centrifugation. Okay, see, a picture has been given there, but on your in your textbook, that is page number 98. If you are having a textbook, just open it. 98. There is a centrifugation, that is centrifugal machines has been given. There are electrical centrifuge and the manual centrifuge. Okay, see, centrifuge, the method of centrifuge you can see here before and after. Okay, and the rapidly rotating the rotor. See, you can see in the picture, but the here is a rapidly rotating. It's just like a fan. Okay, it's a centrifugation. Okay, just I want to clear the concept. See, have you ever saw the mud flying of tire in one is one of the example of centrifugal force. What is centrifugal force? सेंट्रीफ्यूगल मीन्स और जैसे हम बारिश के दिनों में क्या होता है जब व्हीकल चलती है उसके पीछे जो होगा पीछे पानी या मिट्टी उड़ती है बराबर सो whenever the centrifugal force is applying on that means what the article which works against the center of the centrifugal force. Okay, one more example I just want to tell you. So when you are sitting in the vehicle or bus or you can say whenever the driver brakes the vehicle so automatically you will be pulled toward the against of the toward the that motion. That means that whenever the driver takes a turn on the right side you automatically you will be pulled out the left side. So this is one of the examples of centrifugation force or here also the same thing. Now turbid water. What is centrifugal force? We will see turbid water. Turbid water means or water which is contaminated with the soil or unwanted things. The ink, milk, buttermilk, blood are a mixture of liquid and the insoluble substances. See, the process here, what they are given, the turbid water, ink, milk, buttermilk and blood. These are the mixture of liquid and insoluble substances. Insoluble means what? The substance which cannot be dissolved in the solution. That is insoluble substance. Okay, when turbid water is kept undisturbed for a while. See, this is turbid water. Turbid water means of the water which is mixed with the mud or soil, we can say. So when kept as is for undisturbed, so the soil particle in it slowly settle to the bottom. This is also one process of separation. The particles of milk and ink, however, do not settle even the being left undisturbed. This is because the particle of the solid in the such mixtures being very tiny and little remain evenly disturbed in the liquid. These particles cannot be separated from liquid even by method like filtration and the settling. Okay, now this is about how will you put the solution in the centrifugation machine. Now, how will you separate such solid particle from the liquid? See here, what they're saying, the turbid water for when we keep the turbid water for a long time, so automatically the soil particle will get down. But what about the milk and ink? They will not be settled even on the left undisturbed. Okay, so how will you disturb the same the liquid? The liquid which has given. So how will you separate? In the laboratory, the centrifuge machine is used to separate solid from a mixture of a liquid and the solid. It consists of this which rotates like a fan at the great speed. There is a provision to attach test tube at the rim of this disc. See what they are saying? Here in the laboratory, there is a machine. It rotates like a fan. It rotates rapidly. On the screen, you can see over here, the movements has been given there. See, they are rotating. Rotating means that before starting this appliances, see some particles. Okay, and after this, see you can see the many particles which is collected at the bottom of this. What we can see collected at the bottom. Okay, now this is then just because of the rotation. Now when the tubes attached to the disc rotate at a high speed, see these are the tubes. When it rotates at the high speed, the force is generated which pushes the particle away from the center. See, whenever the tubes are rotating, so they are applying the centrifugal force are generated which pushes the particle away from the center. See, in the first before there is a particle, but in the second after they are pushing the particle to the away from the center. That is a centrifugal force. A centrifugal force is always working against the center or away from the center. As a result, the solid particles in the mixture in the test tube collects at the bottom of the tube and are thereby separated from the liquid. See, this is the process, and just because of the solid particle in the mixture are collected in the bottom of the test tube, and this way we can collect by using the method of centrifugation. We can separate the solid substances as and other substances from this liquid. Okay, now this is one of the method. Now next one is what? That is method of chromatography. Next slide, sir. Method of chromatography. There is a last method which has given in your textbook. That is, if two or more substances are dissolved in a small proportion in the same solution, these substances are separated from each other by means of chromatography. Chromatography, this method is used in the pharmaceutical science, factories and scientific laboratories for detecting new ingredients and identifying the separating components of a mixture. See, these are the method which they are using in the what? Where they are using the pharmaceutical laboratory and they detect the new ingredients. Okay. Now process is what? Here a picture has been given over here. The piece of wood to close the beaker, then finish the water. Okay, beaker and ink spot on water. See, there is a rectangular shape is there, that is filter paper, we can say. The paper of paper chromatography. The paper is there and there is an ink spot at the bottom of the paper. So what you can say? You can say over here, in this method of separation called as a chromatography, two properties of substances are used. These are the solubility of substances in the solvent that move up and the ability of the substances to stick to the stationary filter paper. These properties are mutually opposite and different from different substances. As a result, all the components of the mixture do not rise all the way to upper head of the filter paper, but they remain behind the different height. See what they say. This is a filter paper. You can see in the picture. You can see the different colors. So different colors of the different things which has been separated by the filter paper. Okay, understood? So this is one simple process is given over there. Now this paper applies in the water in the beaker. Place a lid on the beaker. After some time, the spot of the ink is seen to have risen and collected a particular height on the filter paper. If there are two or more constituents of different colors in the ink, they will be seen to have risen to different heights due to the different colors and thus appear distinct from each other. This experiment can be done using the chalk stick instead of the filter paper. See now here, this is the method, that is chromatography, to use the separate the things. Okay, in the solution, whenever the many solutions are there, so you can see in the different color which can you see on the screen. Now here, instead of using this filter paper, you can use a chalk stick. Okay, so automatically when you dip in the solution, so chalk will serve the different materials and it will be get filtered. Okay, so now this way, next slide, sir. This way we can say here, today we have learned about the compounds. So what is compound? What is the definition of compound? To whom we can call a compound? Okay, now collect in the molecular formula. What is combustion and how the hydrogen and oxygen, they're helping to the combustion. But whenever it forms in a compound, which comes in the compound or together, so how will they will work to extinguish the fire or combustion. Now next we have learned that is a mixture. So what is mixture? Is this helpful or harmful? Okay, then next point that we have done, that is adulterations. Okay, so which are the methods we are using? Okay, as with transition, there's some laboratory method, that is method of distillations. Okay, the method of separation using a separating funnel, then method of centrifugation and the method of chromatography. These are the topic that we have learned. Okay, so I think so all you have enjoyed the lesson, all you have tried to understand the concept. Okay, so here this what is distillation. So one thing, if you know, distillation means what? It's a circle of water cycle. The same work has been there. There is natural phenomenon here where performed in the laboratory. Okay, now the separating fuel. See, it's depend on the properties of the liquid, that is kerosene and water. When you put the same substances, you cannot be separated. But kerosene and water, they're having their different properties. That's why we can use the separating funnel. Next, centrifugation force. Centrifugation force is always works away from the center. It's try to always see example of, that is, the planets are revolving around the sun. That is one type of the example of centrifugation force. Okay, now this chromatography. Now on the screen you can see over there. There is some question has been given. Now, is the water that falls from clouds naturally pure? The first question: the rainwater, is it naturally pure or not? Okay. Second question: for what purposes is distilled water? Distilled water, the process of distillation. For what purpose we can use the water? Next, are all mixture useful to us? See, water mixtures we are doing. So all these mixtures are useful or not? Okay. And the last one is what? What are the mixtures used in their everyday life? Which type of mixtures we are doing and we are using? Okay. Suppose you want to paint your house. So many of the times you have to make a different color, different shade of the color. So that is one type of mixture. Okay. So now day today life, every day we are using some some mixtures we are doing. Okay, next slide, sir. Now you're on the next. We are at the last point of the lesson, that is the homework. See, you can take the screenshot of this homework. That is, what are the molecular formula of the following compound? That is hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, then sodium, chloride, glucose, and the methane. Okay, and the second question: who are my companion? That means that you have to join the pair. That is companion group A, group B. Okay. Now some points has been given. Stainless steel. Which one is the companion? You have to be joined. Okay. So now this way you have to complete your homework. Okay. Now I hope so all you have enjoyed the lesson. Okay. And I hope so every concept is to clear to you. If you're having any problem, you can ask me. Okay. If you're having any doubts.
हेलो सर.
Yes, yes.
मुझे इस लेसन में डाउट नहीं है, बट मुझे ये पूछना है कि मटके की मिट्टी मटके में पानी भरने से क्यों नहीं पिघलती?
मटके की मिट्टी, ओके, बिकॉज ऑफ सी जो वहां पे प्रोसेस किया जाता है, वो प्रोसेस मीन्स व्हाट, यस, वो प्रोसेस किया जाता है. प्रोसेस की वजह से जो मिट्टी होती है वो पूरी तरह उसको किल में किया जाता है, यानी जो भट्टी होती है उसमें उसको प्यूरिफाई किया जाता है. तो उसकी वजह से वाटर ड्रॉपलेट्स तो आते हैं, लेकिन वो क्या होता है, प्योर फॉर्म में आती, मतलब उस पर प्रोसेस किया जाता है, इसकी वजह से उस पर उसका बर्तन बनता है, यानी मिट्टी का.
सर लेसन में डाउट नहीं है.
Okay.
See, is anybody having a doubt?
नो सर.
Okay. So thank you so much to attending the lecture. I hope to all you have enjoyed the lesson.